आज फर्स्ट टाइम लाइव। हम भी आपको आज पीएमजीसी जॉनसन ना लाइव ही दिखाएंगे अपने चैनल पे। पीएमजीसी वैसे सुबह आज ना तकरीबन 12-1 बजे का शायद शुरू हुआ है, बट मैं थोड़ा सा लेट हो गया, उसके लिए माजरत, थोड़ा सा ना काम में बिजी था तो इसलिए ज़रा टाइम हुआ। असल में ना मैं घर नहीं हूँ, थोड़ा सा ज़रा इधर ही मैंने कहा। ओ बाबा जी ये ते माल भी देन दे जे बाबा जी। अच्छा ये क्या चीज़ है यार गाइस, कमेंट कीजिएगा प्लीज़, क्योंकि मैं तो फर्स्ट टाइम जो है ना ये सब कुछ कर रहा हूँ। आगे जो लास्ट मैच मैंने देखा था वो जापानीज जीते थे, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैं देख रहा था।
Catch up on all the latest things going on behind the scenes, all that goodies, and if you did.
And see who's going to be able to get those wins. But Ultrigo, yeah, I need to see more presence from the boys.
Yeah, what do you feel about DXavier, Colors?
I do think that they are due a win, as Max says here. I think that, of course, they find themselves in situations where they are sending into the late game and finding themselves shacks to be able to play from. Usually that doesn't result in a win overall, but it gets you a podium. I want to see them have some strength coming into a circle in the late game, have some sweeping potential, and try and get a win from there.
They need
Well,
two
let's
sheds.
take it. Two sheds.
Oh,
yeah, if they get the 2 sheds, they're going to be in a good.
जब तक इनकी ना कन्वर्सेशन खत्म नहीं ना होती, हम ना एक आधा ये ना क्या नाम लेते हैं इसका, टीडीएम लगा लेते हैं। इन्हां दी कन्वर्सेशन पता नहीं कितनी लंबी चलनी है ते असीं किन्ना इंतजार करांगे, सानू किहड़ा इंग्लिश समझ आंदी है। मेरा मतलब तुहाडे तो मैं दरअसल क्योंकि मैनू ते आंदी है ना। देखो बाबा जी आपां फ्रेम भी लाया होया वे। फड़ो है तुझे दुकानदारी ना किन्ना
Marked a location.
हाँ भाई देख रहे हो क्या साड़ी है कि ये तो हालात है आपका दरबार के लिए फुल ना अबे यार कहाँ है वो, देखो कहाँ से ये बंदारी प्रोग्राम तोड़ गया।
Marked a location.
भाई जिस किसी का भी दिल करता है बता देना ये लिख तो मैं हूँ भाई डीप है देखो एमएस देख रहे हो तो ये भी
Watch out! Marked a location.
Reloading. Cover me.
भाई चेक कर रहे हो देख रहे हो
I need a weapon.
Game.
The blue team doesn't have a...
Victory.
दुआ करो ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੇਮ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਈ ਹੋਵੇ ਖੱਚਾ ਨਾ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ ਤੱਕ
with 63, just 1 point behind them for overtaking that spot. But I think it's been a great day so far. I'm excited for a little bit more action coming through. Pretty generous playing path. Most teams able to get towards that.
ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰੋ ਜ਼ਰਾ
We know they've got a bit of a
ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ
grudge against gladiators at the minute. So if they see each other, if we see eye-to-eye contact, potentially that will develop into a bit of a scrap. But seems like you were somewhat on a money blank. No one really wanting to risk it for an unguaranteed biscuit off the back of the hot drops. They're playing it smarter now.
ਇਹ ਜੀ ਪਸ਼ਤੋ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਨੇ ਯਾਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਗੇਮ ਵੇਖਨੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਾਈ एक बंदा तो जा रहा है मुझे लगता है इन्हें तबाही ला देनी है वैसे अभी मेल्टा में कोई भी नहीं है इसके अलावा इनकी टीम है वैसे ये लो जी इस नायक भी आ गया जे इतनी लंबी कन्वर्सेशन की थी खोती दे मैच
Stage, but we've had a kind of a strange couple of days ahead of us since that first day where it felt very consistent. You know, Loops, Stalwart, A7, those were the big dogs in the lobby. They were the ones sucking up all the points, and then teams underneath them, you know, getting a couple here and there. Instead, we've had a really big influx towards the bottom side of the lobby, right? Most of these teams we fought were down and out, like Tiamba, Gladiators, Quest, Bra, Falcons, in fact. They've all been able to drag themselves up with some very good games. Even Falcons on that last one getting 3rd place. Not a lot of eliminations for themselves, but still a 3rd place is decent. They're currently in 10th now. So there's this case where for 7th place, 72 points, Rigo, they've not
A big point vacuum. They've just made it far easier for everyone else to still have. Fight your way up towards the upper echelons. That's in the game. Follow.
क्वालिटी बहुत अच्छी है ना
I want to see still more presence from Alter Ego. Like, because you see now teams
Marks, a lot of room to expand your horizons over those 3 games back to back. Then when we get into Miramar, everything goes out the window. For now though,
यार मैं भैन दी सीरी एक क्लिक करना छोकरी आंदे हो इन्नी पीछे सेट दे हो
clean. Seem to fancy their chances. They've moved up close towards where they spotted a little bit of contact on Quest. Meanwhile, Alpha 7
rotating close over towards DX. Levi takes a lot of damage. Look at the shots coming through from Maku. Almost pops Levi's out the vehicle as well. That's good.
Nice start. What more can you get done with it? DX right now still just lurking around town. Quest, it felt like they were poising to actually back off from this, but instead they've kept themselves a little bit close. Easy and quite a small prog.
Gladiators are fairly confident to start scouting up towards Hospital, maintaining control over towards this compound that sits at the base of Everest as well, because they know there's going to be a massive traffic jam over towards this eastern side. So control over towards South George, towards this little ridge side that passes down the western coast. That's going to out what's available, what's free. I like that. I can understand the mentalities behind it. It does leave you at a bit of a risk of players just sending directly towards. They see they're cracking it. They see the light in the living room where it looks chill, it looks comfy heading over towards the survival stage, and they just want to keep things clean from here onwards. Some teams around here, Pasija Evos, had to make a long rotate, but I think that they've been fairly comfortable making this rotate.
A safe location, bit of a convoy being formed here as well with I8 and Bra Esports right on top of one another. Zia making a cameo into the back line as well. And they're just chasing each other down on this, knowing
Important to suffer as possible to make their entry just that easier. Stalwart yet to join us so far. They're still on that South Island. They're still rotating through. You can see over towards our skyscraper on the right hand side. Everyone's suffering badly. Everyone's on pretty low HP. They've maintained that position for a hell of a long time.
inflict the damage, slow down the game, and don't make a costly mistake. Playing relative over on Evos, finding the odd opportunity to fight their way into it. And this has been one of the longer, slower rotates that we've seen from Stalwart. Late game eliminations, rather than trying to fight for control from the get-go. They're starting to pull up into the zone now. Icy, always the point, going to be more coming in quickly. To Ego struggling again as well as Rosemary gets hit. Tian of all of our squads were able to find line of sight, find his way in. Windows exposing Icy, so he's losing a lot of health, but he's backed into a corner, and they should
side towards the it gets sent down. Mate, QCC has been an absolute powerhouse for Yamba so far. I think it's a bit unfortunate for 7, able to knock him. No flush as of yet, though. But I think Gladiators, from the position they're currently set on, right, I think it's smart for them to... I don't think that they would have done that without that game, just boosting that confidence a little bit more. I think it might been one of those more wild center pushes where they lose half the team and then they're in survival stage. So I respect this from the Gladiators. See what they can get done from it. Obviously A7 now in a bit of a rough spot themselves, in over towards this high ground that currently Gladiators have a 2-2 split on.
slow and steady then. Everyone realizing just how impactful their next play has to be. Teetering on a knife's edge. Alpha 7 always keen to instigate the fight though. Do go for their dive. Oh, quick trade back around as the shot he's pulled. The Gladiators, double knock secured, cleans up off the back of it as well. And you've got geometry here, you can tuck in. They're going to run the risk of going for the full revive and resetting through the fight. So a 4 versus 2 with Gladiators not wanting to invest everything and lose from this one. Looks like they're going to fragment, one player rotating off. Meanwhile here we've got Bra Esports thrown into a bit of a drive-by convoy again. Zia are in their faces.
I think for Bra, right now, they need the players on the high ground. And there really just wasn't enough of a response from the two lads underneath and the two guys on top. Nice initial knock, but I think Meku sort of had to commit to that engagement there alongside with his teammate. Just go for the refrag. Circle shifts over towards this western side as well, so it feels a bit brutal for the guys on Gladiators, where they did have actually a pretty significant chance in this game. It's these splits that really are just causing them a lot of pain so far. I think it's another player getting knocked from the Gladiators. Let's see if we can pull them back up, but Mad Bull's not likely to allow them to get away with it. DX, they spot Alpha 7 as well as they try and move in with the M249, striking a little bit of sound into the map and ringing the gong for the rest of DX to move over that top side to try and remove the remainders of A7.
Nades soaring through the sky from either side. Lot to work with here for either team. Ooh, big damage there though. And that's Quest with a backstab, finding a prime opportunity this encounter. Ooh, quick turn and burn. Seeing
थोड़ी सी करंट लिस्टिंग थोड़ी सी पीछे हो गई थी, मैं थोड़ा काम चला गया था एक, इसलिए थोड़ा सा ना स्ट्रीम बैक हो गई थी.
and just having to fight your way through the team in front of you. Meanwhile, here as well, Reject Tokyo with compound control, but high ground. They can play for removed from the equation. Re-aggression again from Quest Blank. The nades instigating this one. Low HP across the board for Evos. They might want to swoop in. Al Haji, the big man, he's going for it.
Picks up with the UMP, some girthy now trying to get away, but is not put down. Needs her, but he just wants to finish him off and will grab it, tries to run away, but just a little bit of that shrapnel will take him out at the end as Falcons can start to make their move in from
It's up. But you're downrange. Teams all around you as well. Gladiators and Alter Ego in close proximity, just using their utility to at least give them some breathing room as they drop the smokes and reset from this. Release Esports. Lucky, single bullet towards the chest blank, a few more of those and he could have been gone.
Yeah, 6 takes a huge amount of damage there, and Gladiators just holding their ground, know the need to keep swinging that ordnance through towards them. I'm surprised 6 hasn't gone down as of yet. There's still nades available as Tixie sends another one through. Looks like it's on target. Will not get the knock though, and Falcons have held on for a long time. In the meantime, it's Maliz over towards Alter Ego, getting the side swipe. Maliz have played a pretty fantastic game this time around, constantly taking control of these high ground ridges and shutting down teams before they can get close. Gladiator making popping a nade through that shack window all but easier.
And the nades don't end just with Gladiators, as it seems like Falcons, well, these birds have learned how to alive, keep a read on it, dashing out the smokes as well to make it uncomfortable. Reject Tokyo already set up with a position where they feel comfortable. Falcons
Start there from Zerich, will open it up over towards Axa, and he finds another. Zerich is absolutely
comes to hitting their shots, but they've been struggling to flex their muscles into this game, at least hitting some big ones. But Zerich severs himself too far from the pack and won't be able to heal. His teammates' nades will still save the day as Falcons are detonated by the follow-up from Tulika, the grenade launcher, and they can calm down. Marbles, you've lost one player, sure.
Fairly damaged. Unfortunately for them, there is so many teams left. One of the most brutal areas of the map. They're going to be lacking on utility, lacking on that ammo. So we'll see just how far they can go. Reject, though, we've not talked about them for a while. Only one elimination, but they are the big story point. With Alpha 7 going out early, with only 3 eliminations, that secure invite, and just like the Japanese flag, these guys are that red dot in the center, causing panic, causing chaos towards these teams who just cannot get close.
It's them and Loops, man. It's them and Loops that look so good right now coming into this one, especially with the fact stab from Zia, a last-ditch attempt to make it uncomfortable. Blade as well. Oh, mate, with the UMP from a distance, he's firsted onto Mythic Blank. They go from all 4 alive to having 3 and drastically having to try and get themselves back into a good position now. This means that Reject Tokyo and Elise, they're going to be a bit more confident. They're the side with all 4 still alive and kicking into this. Loops, that felt so rough.
This rotate from Maples, though. What's this? Moving over towards Loop's side. They're in a state of panic, right? This might be a position where Frozen, Fleeca, and Tulika might just be able to get a sideswipe over toward the boys on Loops. They're not even looking towards them right now. All the are all lined up. This could be a huge play as Frozen gets closer and closer to the prize that is this position that Loops is holding.
Frozen